Feeling lucky?
I'm guided by a force much greater than luck. I wonder if I'll be held responsible for this.
Hello everyone, we're the D20 Duo because that's the name that we came up with.
I fucking struggle. Sorry. I was just like, I was like, shit, that's not. I was gonna try entering with you.
No, don't do that.
I fucked up.
Yep, you did. It's okay. It's fine. But yeah, that's the name that we came up with, and this is Questlog. No, I'm not even. I'm not even gonna redo the entrance.
You're gonna just leave my failure in there for everyone to see.
Yep, it's content.
This is friendship.
No, it's content.
Who needs enemies when we have friends like these?
Exactly. So, we completed our 4th day of gameplay on Chrono Cross now, and we're starting to actually figure some of this shit out.
Yeah, like
barely.
It's coming together a little bit. Gameplay is still weird, and I think we both agree that with there's not being like actual leveling system, it's not going to affect the game at all. It's just we're not going to have a death run really. Like
even though we have deaths already, but like that's
but like we'll turn it off for boss battles. Like, I think boss battles are the only ones that I care to have the challenge for, whereas all the regular random encounters don't matter in the long run. And I'd much rather save my items for the actual boss's story progress than the rest. And I don't feel like it's cheating. Because we are already, like, we can't get overpowered, but we can't be underleveled at the same time. Like, all of the shit that we have is going to be strong as shit, where we don't have any... Unless it's that bird. That bird kind of fucked us up a little bit. But other than that, I don't think we've ran into anything that's been an issue.
No, not really. I suppose that's pretty fair. Because I was going to talk to you about the fact that we probably should not be playing with the booster on because of the fact that we cannot die. That negates this whole challenge realistically. And I'd be curious to see how many deaths you would actually have, though, had you not been playing with the booster almost the entire time.
I don't think... But again, I don't think I would actually have... Other than the bird, because the bird actually hit like a fucking truck. Other than the bird, I don't think I would have had hardly any. Just for the fact that... Because you've been playing and you haven't been using the spells as much, whereas I've been just fucking using the most powerful spell I got every time just to speed up the battle process. I'm just like, it don't matter. I don't have mana. I don't have to worry about not having mana for the next battle because it recharges up to full every time. And you can only use it once per battle. So might as well just save myself energy and just use the strongest attacks. Just because then that battle goes that much faster. There's no reason not to. Like, the way that this game has been working, like, with this door without the boost, I feel like probably would be something that would be difficult for us right now, because it does have a lot of HP.
I mean, the first few times we fought the door, I was fighting it without the boost. I only started using the boost this particular gameplay session that we just did on Friday.
I was good. The previous gameplay, I didn't use the boost at all. Not the one we just recorded. The one before. Because you yelled at me. Because you're like, I'm asking you nicely. Stop being on fast forward and boost. That is not how we're playing.
I'm okay with the boost. It's the fast forward that is perturbing me because you're
I'm getting through
moving
the battles so much faster.
Well, not even through the battles. You're moving through everything, and you're 4 rooms away, and I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, no, that's fair, and I'm not trying to do that. Like, obviously, you know that I'm not like trying to get ahead because I can't. We have to be on the same area story wise, otherwise it might. Which what is your thought on this? Because the way that Dio has said it multiple times is that like your verbiage choices affect stuff later. As of right now, it doesn't feel like that's the case. Like we haven't encountered anything other than like choosing Guile. Like that is because there's three people that we could go talk to recruit. I feel like that was our option. Like obviously those other 2 we can't get anymore. But like it wasn't necessarily like if you talk to this random person, this person won't come talk to you later. Which I assume that's kind of what's going to happen, especially with Kid, now that she finally may be out of the picture soon. We don't want her. Sorry if you like Kid. We don't want her. We've been trying so hard to get her off of us.
Get her off our dick.
Yeah, she's been persistent.
But that's mainly because. All right, so had we not known what we did, we had watched a video. We referenced it in the last podcast. David Inc. put out a video, 5 things I wish I knew before I played Chrono Cross the first time. And one of them was that if you let Kid join you, you screw up other characters joining you. Like, we wouldn't have got Lena, who's the best blue innate. We wouldn't have got the puppy, no. Well, we could have got the puppy.
We could have got the puppy separately before the time shift.
Yeah.
And could have leveled it up sooner, but we didn't know how fucking key items worked yet.
Yeah.
So we had no idea that actually is how they interact with you, is you doing that kind of stuff. So that kind of fucked us. But again, neither of us have ever played. So we're learning.
Yeah.
And we still ended up recruiting it anyway. So no big loss.
Yeah. But had we not watched that video, we would have probably let Kid join the party, and then we would have missed out on Lena, and then we would miss out on Glenn here in the future. So, and to me, that was... I didn't care so much about Lena, because I'm definitely not a magic user more than... Like, my party right now pisses me off, because I have one... I have one fighter and 2 magic users.
Yeah.
But, I was willing to make that sacrifice to get arguably the best blue user and the, one of the best fighters in the game later on, so.
Right. Also, spoiler warning. So, Guile, who we recruited, was someone that I had my eye on because I really like the look of him. But Guile is Magus.
Is thought to be Magus. I guess they don't ever confirm it.
Well, I'm thinking of what Dreamer had said. Is that he said, spoiler warning, that's Magus. Which we knew before we started that Magus was supposedly in this world somewhere, and he's the only really big link to Chrono Trigger. So, like, for us to get him, and for me solely just because I liked the look of him, I thought that was funny. That we ended up recruiting him on accident, only because I thought he was pretty.
Gotcha. So according to the internets, Guile does not explicitly reveal himself to be Magus within the main storyline of Chrono Cross. While it was the original plan for the character during development, the idea was scrapped because developers felt it would be too complex to include his storyline alongside the game's massive cast, which is
Not really.
well, and it's fair, but it's not, because that so far, while this game intrigues me, I think it's only intriguing me because I've never played it thus far.
Yeah.
Right now, the only character that we have really any story for, like truly any story for, that's in our party,
is the main character.
Is the main character, and all we have is that he died in this world 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's literally it. That's all we have.
Well, to clarify, we world jumped and he died in the current version of Earth that we're in. And we got to a point in the game where I think we basically got the item that's going to help us transverse. What was it called?
The frozen flame or something
the frozen
like that?
flame or something like that. Where I feel like we're about to plane shift again. Because we saved the game right after something, so we never saw...
Right after a cutscene. And we,
we don't know. We're in the loading screen. We don't know what's about to fucking be presented when we play next, because it is going to be completely new. So we might have plane shifted. We might have... I'm not sure what we did. But some shit happened. Some shit went down.
Yeah. And, yeah, I remember because you bitched about it, because you're like, if I leave this menu, it's going to, like, move on to the next thing. And we were out of time.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
I was just worried. I was like,
if you just close... You saved it, if you close the game, we'll just boot it back up and then we'll be there. It don't matter. Like...
Oh. I was thinking... I think I was thinking of my issues with Chrono Trigger, where any cutscene would break the game in stream, and every time I'd load it into that, it would just shut down. I'm reliving my past traumas, okay? I'm scared. This game has yet to do that for me, thank God, but that was such an issue. And it was Chrono Trigger itself that was doing it. It was not the computer, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about that. I think that was just... That particular port of Chrono Trigger that we played was flawed. And they let them know that it was very well flawed, so, like... But
they were aware.
Yeah. And they just didn't care enough to go back and fix it. Which unfortunately adds the fuel to the fire that they're thinking about doing, like a HD 2D remake or a full-blown remake to Chrono Trigger. Which, I don't want them to do a full-blown remake because I don't want them to touch anything. I don't want them to turn it into Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. That's not what I want. So, but...
And that's where I'm opposite. Just because I played a little bit of the original Final Fantasy VII, but the remake to me was so fucking good because they expand... Like, they didn't... I mean, yes, they did apparently change some things, but they really expanded on a lot.
No, they absolutely did.
Your camera
didn't freeze on my end.
Froze on you going like this. So that's all I saw for like 4 seconds. I was like, are you like itching? But I was like, you're not moving at all. You're just doing some cocaine.
I do that off camera, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I don't. So, all right. So here's the thing, and we will obviously get much deeper into this when 5 years from now, when we finally get to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah. Honestly,
I don't have a problem with the expanded story. I don't have a problem with the slight changes to the story. I know why things are happening the way they're happening in the game because I have enough spoilers. I don't have a problem with any of that. I
played it.
Part of it. I don't remember how far I got the last time I attempted to play it, but
The first or both?
First.
That are currently out.
I've never played Rebirth.
So I've played both, and I don't even know why the story changes. How do you know why the story is changing? I finished the game.
Because I played all the way through the original. I know what happens in the original, and then I know what happens in Remake and Rebirth.
Okay.
My problem isn't any of the changes.
I know Zach has something to do with
that. Well,
the second game really threw. The second game has Zach showing up so many times, and I'm legit so confused because there's so many cutscenes of Zach with Cloud and Aerith, and I'm like, why are they together? What is happening?
It'll make more sense once we play the original, and then once we play Crisis Core.
I played Crisis Core.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
On my own time. I never streamed it, but I played Crisis Core.
Well, then you should have a good idea about certain things, but I digress.
I know the stuff with Zach, but like, I feel like it's like a multiverse situation just because of like, in the second game, they legit have you playing as Zach where the events of things that were happening while you were playing Cloud and Aerith are not the same as when you're playing as Zach. Like, the story changes while you're playing as Zach. And that's what really threw me off. I was like, Zach wasn't fucking here. How did you get us to this house? How does he know Barrett's daughter all of a sudden? Like, there's a bunch of things that I was very confused on.
I think it'll make a lot more sense once you've played original, and then we play through Remake and Rebirth. But anyways, the point I was trying to make was the reason why I don't want them to do a remake of Chrono Trigger is because I don't want them to fiddle with shit. I am sorry. I know I am in the minority. Well, maybe I'm not in the minority now. Thanks, Claire Obscure. People don't like turn-based RPGs. I am in the minority that loves turn-based RPGs.
Okay.
I don't want them
where you're going with this.
I don't want them to take Chrono Trigger and turn it into an action game. I don't fucking want that, because that pissed me off about Remake, and I tried to enjoy it. But the button mashing is fucking useless. Now, again, I've talked about it 15 different times throughout these episodes of this podcast. When we play Remake, I will play on Classic mode, where all I do is control when the ATB fills.
Yep.
And supposedly that's supposed to be a very close thing to turn-based.
As close as you can get.
Close as you can get. And I will put myself all the way through the game one way or the other. I have made a vow that while we've agreed that we have vetoing power once we've started some of these RPGs, I have vowed to myself that Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth and Part 3 will not veto from me. I just need someone to drive me through the entirety of it, so that's where you come in.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't... we wouldn't agree on a veto for that anyway, just because we know the story is good, and yes, the battle mechanic is a lot different, but if the game was only battle, that's one thing. Both games have so much story and battling, other than, like, obviously the big bosses and everything. The other battles are so quick. They're so quick that it doesn't, like, impede the story, because there's so many other things for you to do. Also, that's another thing, which in 5 years from now, when we do get to it, it's open world. We are going to be running around so much, completing the maps that are there, because there's so many, like, mini things to do, and I'm a completionist. You're a trophy hunter. We're gonna need to explore.
I would say I'm a trophy hunter, and I definitely don't think
You're trying to get platinum trophies for all of the Final Fantasy games.
No, the first 6.
Oh, okay. But not a platinum trophy hunter.
But just for the first 6.
Okay. Here's a better example. What emulator do you use that specifically gives you achievements only, that is the reason you want to use that emulator?
Shut up.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that first.
We don't need to talk about that. I like
You
using.
like your trophies.
Okay,
Okay.
I like them, but I'm not a trophy hunter. Going through.
You
going
found an
through.
emulator that gives you rewards for playing games.
Okay, I stumbled upon it, and it made me giggle. Okay,
It made you happy.
but I'm not a trophy hunter.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
I think if they did redo Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger, I hope that they would keep it the way it was, just for the fact that a lot of like the skills that you used, you had to wait for it to charge anyway. So if they were to redo it, I feel like they would do it similar to how Final Fantasy what or 7 remake was done. I would hope that they do redo the graphics and everything and all of that. But like I think it would be really neat because that storyline is so good where I feel like they would change it where even if Chrono dies, like we could have beat the game without him and had that complete ending. I feel like if they remake it, they'll make it where you can't ignore him.
Probably.
I feel like they would mainline it where like, you know, you have to have this character for the end. But if they left it where there's like how many endings were there? 4?
13?
5? 13. God damn, I forgot how many there were. But like if they left it where there's 13 different endings again, I think that opens up a lot of replayability too.
Yes and no. The endings weren't that different, realistically. And because they weren't all achievable by going through the entire game a second time through. And what I mean by that is like you could on the second playthrough you could get to the end or those endings and you had to go to the bucket at end of time at any specific point in time to hit those items. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be necessary. I feel like honestly, a lot of those endings were unnecessary. Beyond,
yeah, they weren't different enough for it to really make an impact.
Yeah, like and that was
like obviously like 3 of them probably were big differences, but all the other ones were just like an alteration of one of the other ones.
Yeah. And that was the funny thing about like the version that we played because it was on Steam and all the achievements were literally just all the different endings. So it's like, well, and then you just got to sit here and play through the game part way, like and just fight lavas a bunch of times. Like you don't actually have to get all the way to the end. So
how many times did I have to fight him? Too fucking many.
Yeah.
Goddamn cutscene every fucking time that I had to restart from the beginning. I was losing my shit.
A little bit.
But yeah, we made it into the manor. We did a mini game with raptors, basically, where we had to feed them, and there was an option to feed them up to 100 times. That was impossible. You did so much better than me. You got to like 80 something, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to like 80 something.
The best I could do was 53, and I was like, it's not possible. It's really not possible. But we did find out that even if you did do 100, you literally get a fucking potion or some bullshit. So like it wasn't worth time and effort.
Yeah. And that mini game could have just been made a lot easier if there was a hay bale on both sides.
Oh yeah.
Because that was half the problem, that you would get over to refill your hay, and then like the 2 on the right hand side would be like, "We want food," and by the time you'd refill your hay and then get back over to them, no, fuck you.
Yeah, it would. Oh, it was a little frustrating, but doing the 41 was super easy. Like that one I had zero problems doing. So yeah, just completing it on that. And it was replayable. Like you could just keep doing it, but
Yeah.
you only needed to do it for the main story progression to get the key to the house. That's all you needed.
Yeah, and I don't. Did you even have to do the 40 for that, or did you
No,
just
you
have to
just
do
had to
any
do
of
the
them?
first one
Okay, yeah.
in order to get it. So like we just wanted to challenge ourselves because we both like to challenge ourselves. We're like, no, we can do this. We can fucking do this. Yeah, it's easy. No, it wasn't easy. It
No.
was really hard.
Yeah.
And then we got into the manor. Other than, I don't think there was anything big in the manor.
There's a
Other
lot of the
than,
characters that have portraits. Like you saw a few minutes
yeah,
ago, you saw like a couple of the divas of the Acacia Dragoons, Karsh, and I can't remember the
the
one
one,
dude.
the one
Um,
I want to recruit because he's a leather daddy.
yeah, and then you saw the Harlequin. We're gonna meet the other diva of the Dragoons here by the end of the playthrough.
Yep,
Let's see if I can find
the
it.
lolly.
Yeah, like, and that's actually like meeting that Marcy.
Her, Marcy.
Finding her also gave us our probably our biggest chunk of information from this dude here. Now, this dude here is apparently supposed to be the guru of time
Yep.
for this world. Now, keep in mind, according to what lore I have seen, this world, this game, the world of Chrono Trigger is a different world in the same world, but in like a parallel universe from this
It's a
particular place.
multiverse
Yeah.
situation.
So
Let me say it with less words.
there you go. So this is the guru of time for this multiverse. So theoretically, this is still Balthazar. I think was the guru. No,
I think
Gaspar.
so.
Gaspar was the guru of time.
Gaspar.
So theoretically, this dude is Gaspar, even though all they call him is old man, I believe. Um, but he's got a portrait, so it makes me wonder if he's recruitable.
Maybe. He was
Probably
supposed
not.
to be recruitable in Chrono Trigger,
That's also
and they
true.
removed him.
They did
So maybe
originally
they
plan
did
on
it
that.
here. They're like, actually, we will use him this time.
Yeah, and watch, he's probably useless.
He froze again.
Nope, it's just you.
No, you froze on my side again. It's like for 3 seconds, and then you go back to normal. Yeah, and then we were on this screen
I mean,
for
he was talking a
half
lot.
hour.
Like,
He was talking a lot, but then we got distracted as fuck.
oh yeah, we
And
totally did.
We were on this image for I don't know. I think it was like 20 to 30 minutes because we got off on a tangent about something.
Supernatural.
Yeah, we were talking about Supernatural.
um, yeah, I think this is the scene right here where we're talking about Supernatural for like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the point where my game
Yeah,
went.
your game got dim.
Yeah, let's just fast forward on that.
Yeah, we got. Lo and behold, we got distracted.
Big shock if you've ever watched this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got a bunch of downloaded information. He confirmed to our characters what we already know, effectively, that this is a multiverse type of situation, and that this is just one of the universes. And this universe that we are standing in, and Sergei's original universe, are basically two that are kind of interlinked. Like,
They came. I think the way that he had described it is they kind of synced into one point of time, which think Doctor Who timey-wimey shit, where like the worlds were intertwined at a very specific point, and Sergei just happened to be in that spot where he phased through to this other world.
yeah.
Now, how the Guru of Time and we'll meet him shortly, the Beastman, how they know of him coming into the future or coming into their world, that is still a major thing that we have no idea why they're aware of him. Because, like, they were on us so quickly after we came to the world.
Well, I think General Viper was only following like the direction of that cat guy, the Beast.
Yeah, the Beastman.
Lynx.
Yes,
Lynx
the Beastman is the one who knew that we were there.
Yeah. So, and while I take back what I originally said about him probably being the big bad, I don't think he's necessarily the big bad. I think he's going to be the one that leads us toward it. He's what?
I'm pretty sure he's recruitable.
You said rejoutable.
I did not.
You did.
I said recruitable.
I will fucking check the tape.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was Lynx that basically knew that we would be here. So he demands, he says it during that final few minutes that we played in our gameplay leading up to the cutscenes. He demands us to get him the Chrono trigger.
Yeah.
So, and that's your tie to the original game, obviously. Like I mean, there's been other little ties, but that's going to be your main tie to the original game. So the plot has started to thicken. I still don't know where it's going to go, honestly. Like it's interesting to think about how it could.
There's so many things that are happening, and we don't, like, other than the fact that we finally know why we, like, got to this version of Earth and all of that, we still don't know why any of it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, like we know the how and not the why.
Yeah. Like, we don't know what the big scheme is.
Yeah, because
finding the Chrono Trigger is obviously our first stepping stone into the main plot of the story.
Yeah, I think it was during the time with the Prophet there, and we may have skipped over it, or at some point during this gameplay in particular, they showed us an image of like this remote island that was doing something, and explosion shockwave like happened, and that's how we were moved to this world. So
yes, and that was in here. Mm-hmm. It was when we were having like the flashback with the planet just circle, the squares just turning in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that's going to be our next. I think you're right. You know, talking about our next time that we're going to play through, and just so you all know, I do apologize on behalf of MrWrong and myself for only doing the podcast every other week right now. The gameplay once a week.
I don't.
Well, I'm apologizing on your behalf.
Information. I would say if we had more information, because realistically, neither of us want to do an hour-long podcast where we have nothing to talk about the game because we don't have any information about the game.
Yeah.
It took us, like, the first one we did was more our speculation, and I think that's totally fine because we're trying to think of, like, where the game might lead us. But after that, we had nothing. Like, nothing happened in the story that was enough to speculate on, or even like be like, yeah, so we confirmed this, because it was us running around a beach and gathering some shells and then like going and talking to a kid. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Pretty much. So again, I apologize for the fact that we haven't been able to deliver an episode each week like we're supposed to. We've spoken about it, and when we do have a free morning, we will attempt to do an extra morning during the week, so we can hopefully guarantee enough content to be able to talk about to get you a weekly podcast.
It would make more sense for us to do every other week, just because of, well, I want to see.
Every other week, unless we can get 2 gameplays in during a week. And realistically, we should try to get 2 gameplays in during a week because this is the first beefy RPG that we're playing.
Oh my god!
Like this one's going to be about 50 hours long or more. So
That's what I just looked up. I literally just looked up how long it should take to beat this game. So if you're main story focused, it's 30 to 35 hours, which we are kind of main story focused, and we've been using fast forward a little bit for battles, but because we don't know where we're going, we don't know who we're talking to. It says the average is between 35 and 40 hours. And if you're a completionist, it's over 60.
yeah,
And then the Radical Dreamers edition adds more.
yeah, well, those are just like those. To my understanding, are you familiar with Lost Odyssey?
Mario?
No. There's an RPG called Lost Odyssey. I did start it on my stream at one point, and then I flaked out on it.
Nope.
But there are these like text-based stories that happen at certain points in the game, and they're supposed to be like emotional stories about the character's backstory because the characters are immortal and they've lived for over 1,000 years. To my understanding, the Radical Dreamers stuff they're visual novels, basically. And I think that's supposed to give you like the true backstory of most of your characters. But I could be wrong on that. We won't need to really fiddle with that. I mean, we could do that like kind of on our own time and maybe do a talk about it, but
yeah, like if we find, because I'm assuming it's like we find a book and then like on the main screen we would go to it to read it or something.
Something like that.
Because I doubt it's like an inventory thing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we could do that, and then that at least is context for the podcast to talk about. Because that's something easily to just touch base on.
Yeah. But yeah, so and when we get back into like some more of these beefier RPGs, we're probably going to need to try to do at least 2, preferably 2 times a week if we can, or maybe 1 longer play session if we can manage it. Or we'll just have to go every other week in between the podcast. Now, when we finish this game, we'll be going back to Final Fantasy II, which, I mean, we'll go through pretty quickly. But
and realistically, if your schedule change comes to pass, Saturdays would be the new day that we record. And if we do the Saturdays as on my off weeks, you don't have to go to bed. So we could do even longer play sessions.
Yeah.
Obviously, during my work week, I couldn't. But every other week where we do one really long one and then a short one, that's still a lot faster progress than what Fridays are, because every Friday guaranteed you need to go to bed or I need to go to bed at a specific time.
Pretty much.
If we swapped it to Saturdays, we both would be able to stay up longer on my off week at least.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to touch base on that for everyone who may be watching the podcast and as to why this one has started to look like it's more light on the content. It's not because we're being light on the content that we want to deliver to you. It's because we're light on the information, and you literally don't want to sit here and listen to us just jibber jabber for an hour trying to make an hour's worth of content for it.
Yeah, we don't. Realistically, I hate when it's forced conversation. Like when you're listening to a podcast and you could tell that they're literally struggling to come up with something to talk about, it doesn't feel natural.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas usually when me and you talk, we don't have that issue because we do have ADHD and we do get off topic, but we come back. But like, it's still a naturally flowing conversation. it doesn't feel like we're like, okay, and then this happened, and then this like, I feel people would connect better with a naturally flowing than us just trying to pick shit from what we did if we did weekly podcasts for
Yeah.
this one, because we're not getting information, because every episode would be completely speculation, and I would assume for the 0 people watching, listening, you've probably played this game. You're just listening to us making speculation of things that's not accurate at all because we don't have information.
We're trying. That's the problem with
our best.
That's the problem with playing with as we get into games that neither one of us have played. And now, like we talked about, Final Fantasy II is a shorter RPG, and we've both played it.
Yeah.
So
which again, I forgot that I never finished it clearly, but I finished it for the first time this year.
And you'll finish it for the second time this year too.
Yeah, and I've played it like 30 times, and I don't know how I've never beaten it. I legit thought I had, but after I got to the end, I was like, oh, I've never beat this game. I've never seen this.
Yep. But yeah, so Final Fantasy II will be a little bit easier on. Then we go to Golden Sun, where now I played a little bit of Golden Sun.
I know nothing about it.
But it's a Game Boy Advance RPG, so it's around the realm of a Super NES RPG. So somewhere I would say 20 hours ish probably is completion time on that one. So it's not gonna be insane either.
And I assume Golden Sun is a leveling system also.
Yes, it's back to a traditional. This to my knowledge is the only game. Well, this to my knowledge is the only game that has a leveling system like this. Period.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've never encountered a leveling system like this.
It's back to an original like a standard experience point leveling system once we get to Golden Sun. Obviously Final Fantasy II is a bit unique, but we can definitely cheese the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, especially because again, we've already agreed we can use boosts in order to cut down grind time, and it'll be just that much easier. Also, with Final Fantasy II, they have a unique leveling system also when it comes to weapons and magic that also can be boosted in order for you to become more proficient faster, which is fucking fantastic as well.
Yes, and I will be cheesing the hell out of that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we got into the chambers here. We met General Viper, and then we met this mystery man now known as Lynx, wielding a big ass scythe.
I want him. He has a scythe.
But while again, like we discussed, we have discovered the true crux of everything is that this frozen flame has been the cause, along with this like place, like the frozen flame, along with this like place, is what sent out the like shockwave or whatever, right? That brought us into this world. We know we're in an alternate world. We know that our character died in this world 10 years ago, but he's apparently very important overall to the grand scheme of things. So
in this world, yeah.
And that's why we effectively were brought here, but we still don't know the real reason as to like why we're that important.
Yeah, and Lena asked while we were still in the library, but she asked like, what was the difference between why you drowned in our world? Like, she didn't say this verbatim, but like she asked, why is it that in our world he died versus in his world he didn't? So like, what was the difference between him drowning and not? Like, what changed for him to survive in his world?
See, and I have
because I assume that event probably did happen too, but something happened that he didn't drown.
I have a feeling someone interfered in our world. Someone interfered with that, whatever the circumstances were, because we don't really know the circumstances of the drowning. We just know he drowned.
Yeah.
We
And same with his mom. Like, she's gone too.
Yeah, well, I think they kind of imply that was over grief of you dying. So
yeah, they didn't say she offed herself. I wasn't implying that either. I'm just saying that she was just like, she's not around.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I don't know if they said she died. I just thought that she wasn't there.
Oh yeah, no. I guess she is dead. So.
Oh, okay.
So like we cannot run into our mother, and I think that's probably honestly for the best.
It's probably a good thing, yeah.
But yeah,
traumatic finding your son alive after 10 years. Yeah,
right.
That's not gonna break her brain.
So as we wrap up here with a shorter episode of the pod, we had defeated Lynx, and as you can see in the background video, some stuff is going to happen, and we're going to have to escape, and we get a cutscene and everything, and we make our dramatic escape. And that's where we're going to pick up when we play next, but I think you're right, okay? And I think that whatever the next events are going to happen, I feel like we're about to shift worlds again. I feel like we're about to shift back to our original world, and we're going to have an opportunity to kind of like go talk to some of these same people, like maybe like General Viper, and like his daughter and Riddell, the four Devas.
Yeah.
And then talking to our people in our world. Now I'll be curious how that works with Lena. If we take Lena into our world, we know Lena in our world. How are the two Lenas going to coexist? So there's that. But I do have a feeling that we are about to change worlds again. They did confirm that we are going to travel back and forth between the worlds, period, because the guru said something about on the world map, it will pop up and say like our world or alternate world or something to that effect. And here's the scene where he saw like the shockwave, and that's what brought him to this world. So, but yeah, I do believe that we are about to change worlds. For I guess this would be the second time, but going back to our world. So yeah, it should be interesting to see the changes that happen as a result of that.
Agreed. Especially with, like, if we shift, you bring up a good point with Lena, and that, like, for the people, I wonder if it's going to, because it wouldn't make sense that if we shift worlds, not necessarily that they come with us, but like the events of where we are still happened in the other world to a degree where our party members change.
And like we don't necessarily have to re-recruit them, but we may have to like find them or something.
Yeah. Like, because Lena is our best friend in the other one, and was she our girlfriend?
I think it was heavily implied, yes.
Okay, so in that world, she's our girlfriend. So I feel like we would be just, our character doesn't actually talk, but like we'd explain like, yeah, we are doing this, and this is what's been happening. Will you come with us, or some shit like that? And like Guile, I don't know why he joined us. I forget like what we agreed to help him with.
There was some reason why he wanted in this place. He wanted to get into the manor for some reason. And
he's a thief, because he's just like, do it. Steal the thing on the wall.
Sure. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all happens once we do get to the next world. If we in fact get to the next world, or the original world, when we start playing again. But but we'll have to see, I guess. So,
Yeah.
any other?
We're still early in.
Yes.
There's still so much for us to really discover. Like, this is just a little taste of what's to come, honestly. Just because, yes, we learned that we're moving Earths, but we don't know the mechanics. And like we're discussing, we have no idea how the characters work when we do shift. Like, that's a lot of implications of how this game could go.
Because we've only recruited characters in this world because we didn't recruit Pashal in the other world. So
true. I suppose that would have probably answered a few things that we have right now if we had Pashal right away.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
I guess we'll have to beat the game.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So as you can see, I have 2 deaths. He has 1. We have to discuss how that's going to work because obviously, if we keep using the battle boost, we're not going to have any issues with deaths going forward. Period. But I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We turn them off for boss battles. That I feel like that's a good agreement. Is that because the little regular monsters, I don't think they could kill us. Not with our magic. If we all do the strongest magic, we'll take most of them out unless it's like a unique fight. But with the bosses, that's the only ones that should give us difficulty where we should be trying to survive.
Yeah, but
live in the woods.
But we don't know what necessarily is a boss battle until we're in the boss battle. And if you're in the boss battle and then you turn the battle boost off, you still start with high magic, which is kind of the anti-point of the game, which is to fight to build up your magic.
It only works for the one round, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because it literally goes all the way down as soon as you're done with your turn. And then you have to build it back up. So as long as you turn it off when you're in the boss battle, you're fine.
I suppose. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
We'll figure it out. And see, there's where he's
the Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, so. But, alright, everyone. Yeah. Until next time, we're the D20 Duo, because that's the name that we came up with, and this has been Westlaw.
Bye.
Bye.